5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You crazy mother.
Thanks for listening to Skip the Small Talk, a podcast that gets to the point with short bite-sized clips for anyone in a hurry. I'm your host, Matt Richardson. Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Another episode of Skip the Small Talk. I'm here today with Louis and Carlos from Cannavents of Chicago.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
And you guys are basically an event coordinating group for cannabis-related stuff in Chicago, is that right?
Correct. So pretty much what we're doing is exclusive cannabis events with local businesses here in Chicago.
That's cool.
That's strictly what we're doing, but it's all based off exclusivity. All of our events are limited. All of our events are exclusive.
Cool.
It's an experience that you want to be a part of, and it's first come, first serve. So we host these events in collaboration with the cannabis suppliers that are certified, as well as the local business, here in Chicago. So that's how we pretty much have our focus on, here with the local small Chicago business.
So you gather, you host events that are, is it when you say cannabis, a lot of people don't know, is it for hemp farmers, or is it for people who want to make ropes, or is it for people who want to make food with CBD, or is it for people who want to smoke weed?
So we're currently touching on all markets right now.
Okay.
This year especially, with 2020 coming in with the legalization, it's going to change.
Yeah.
So that's going to open up doors for us. Currently what we're dealing with is a hemp CBD. First one we're doing is wellness. So what we're targeting is yoga-infused CBD.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, what we're going to do is pretty much host private events where we induce people under CBD and get to experience that,
That's cool.
that feeling, that, that change that CBD and benefits.
So it's a hands-on experience on top of it.
And then not only that, we're also providing with, question and answers, we're bringing our CBD company to them specifically so they could ask questions,
Get educated.
hey, out of this experience I felt this, this and this.
Yeah.
And then learn more. It's more about teaching people than just getting high or...
That's so important
so.
Because
exactly.
it's kind of lacking a lot in the industry, and there's still so much dogma around it that people think you're going to a cannabis event. Your grandma's going to question what the hell you're going to do, but realistically, CBD, you don't get high off that. It's a different type of feeling than getting high. But that's cool that you have that event where you get a bunch of those people. It's kind of like a drinking social event, but on CBD.
Literally. It's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah. Are there drinks there too?
Yeah,
so you can get crunk a little bit?
We got some stuff close to the chest, but we have some events coming out hopefully shortly that will infuse beverages, infuse dinners.
Yeah, that's a thing now.
Our thing right now, like he said, is we're touching on everything: health, wellness, lifestyle. So when you think of all those three, categories, you can do anything.
Yeah.
Yoga is just the start. Obviously, we want to make educate our audience as well, but now we want to make it inclusive but exclusive, if that makes any sense.
Inclusive stuff makes people want to join it more.
Exactly.
It's I want to be in there. What's going on in there how do I do that?
Exactly. Yeah. Inclusive but exclusive all at the same time, and it's public. It is public, but again, it's first come, first serve.
So how do you be the first come, first serve? You just gotta wait for you to post something and sign up?
You gotta get your tickets.
Okay, so it's literally first come, first. That's cool.
First come, first serve.
So you could be any schmuck, but it's first come, first serve.
Yep. Now the demographic though that we're doing. So for this first phase, right now we're focusing on CBD. That's the legal. That's what's actually helping us. Get into the market. Once January comes around,
baby,
we'll have some fun. But because we're already establishing our foot in the
smart
door,
man. That's very smart.
We're able to stay there long term.
Yeah,
and then host other events with other suppliers.
Yeah. So
it's not just working with one cannabis supplier. We're working with a network of certified suppliers.
That's cool.
So we can work with dispensaries as well. Other companies as well that produce products.
How do you support your organization? I'm going to ask you this multiple times for people chiming in and listening randomly, but how do you support your organization? What can someone an outsider do to help this ball roll? Because I've personally am the what you're pushing, the knowledge behind it and the gathering behind it and the social aspect, that's important because you can't just open up a bunch of weed shops and just expect it to take off. You got to have the integration process, which I think is important because there's so many people still out there who are holding on tight to those beliefs, that are very rigid on those thoughts.
How we're doing is we're going directly to the customer.
Okay.
we're making that connection for the cannabis suppliers. They have the money, okay, but again, they'll even say that it's hard for them to touch these small pockets of demographics that they can't. We're not focusing on the younger 20-year-olds or anything like that. We're focusing on people older, professionals, conservatives. They don't know marijuana.
Yeah,
okay,
you're right.
But now let's introduce something into your lifestyle that can be beneficial, whether it's CBD or THC infused. It could be food, beverages, health, wellness, whatever it is. It's beneficial.
Yeah.
Another thing too is that we're focusing on the health benefits of it, which would be,
laundry list.
Yeah, laundry list.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, just to name off some off the top of my head: Alzheimer's, MS.
I got the laundry list on me.
Yeah, just a bunch. Just
for the people listening, relief of chronic pain, improves lung capacity. Ironically enough, helps lose weight, regulate and prevents diabetes, fights cancer, helps treat depression, shows promise in autism treatment, regulates seizures, helps with ADHD and ADD, treatment for glaucoma, alleviates anxiety, slow development of Alzheimer's disease, deal with pain linked to arthritis, helps with PTSD symptoms. I mean, what else do you need? I got another page, but I don't read it. It's crazy what it could be done, and maybe that's why it's been so illegal for so long. You guys all know about how it became illegal. Yeah. That a-hole who owned the newspaper companies.
Yeah. We won't say politics.
But it's crazy how it came about, but it's like the truth prevails, and it's like technology is kind of shining a light on what was kind of covered up in the past and what was looked over, but Big Pharma must hate you guys too, like you guys are kind of we
were just talking about this even in our hometown. The county, they just banned recreational pot dispensaries there. That's the first county.
Where are you guys from?
All of
Chicago?
them.
Chicago. DuPage County.
They banned it before it's even legalized?
Yeah.
Before it's even legalized for recreational.
So they cannot open up any dispensary.
How is that a town? How can a town do that?
They're the first county in all of Illinois to do it, and they just passed it today.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do they not want to make money or something? Or they just
that's what we're saying. Like what? So they're gonna raise our taxes?
Yeah, they have a mall there.
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Make the money there.
Yeah, they got 3 more liquor stores opening up.
Right, exactly. It's really troubling too, because right now, obviously we have the opioid effect, the opioid crisis and everything, and it's like
we're big on that in Indiana.
Exactly. Yep. We're going into this to help people and educate people, but also have fun with it. Yeah. Exclusive, be part of a group, etc. That's really what we want to do with our brand, and it's just help, help people and make it a great experience all at the same time.
Cool. Cool. So do you guys have a GoFundMe type of thing, or do you guys raise money, or do you guys just collect money from vending or from events?
So
how can the public support you guys? Either whether it's a like on Facebook and sharing your stuff, what can we do?
Starts, right now, currently, what we're trying to build is our marketing. So, we're trying to, reach out to those people, spread the word. Yeah. Because, like we mentioned, it's not about the actual product itself. It's about the benefits that turn around and help these people throughout
changing
the day.
The world for better.
And, like we mentioned, the industry itself, how it takes away from the medicines and stuff that people take on a daily basis, that we could, help these people and weave them off of that stuff, and it might not work for everybody. Everybody's body's different. Everybody takes it a certain way. But, there's different styles of taking it that help people in a different way, whether that's, taking a pill, whether that's taking the drops, whether, mixing it into a drink or putting it into your food, So everybody takes it different. And with these different, possibilities of, different styles of medicine, the hemp especially, with the benefits, it's going to, it could change some of these people's lives, and I've experienced it myself firsthand, especially too, as we get into the THC phase with cancer and stuff, the benefit it has all around with that.
It does.
It's huge.
It truly is an underlooked magical plant.
It really is.
It's almost like Joe Rogan says how it's like an alien plant. Yeah, literally. Because it literally has so much properties that we use through our day-to-day basis.
Yeah. And they're still finding more.
Yeah. Literally.
It's not even done. Yeah. They haven't even been done yet.
It's insane.
Modern use for cannabis, I have a list right here again, guys. The industrial use of it, from just building twine, rope, nets, carpets, walls, concrete, cars. You can make paper out of it. You can make food. You can make industrial products, personal hygiene. You can do medical use. You could do agricultural benefits. It's
But maybe
the
that
list
is
goes
part of
on.
the problem of why it was illegal.
Right? It is.
So,
it's threatening.
Yeah.
It's threatening to a lot of billionaires out there.
And that's all from one product.
Yep. And we won't get into politics, but we know how lobbying
exactly.
right? So we know
it's a sticky situation, but again, I think it's very important for us, and it's been working.
Yeah, and going about it, what you're doing by scientific and also like socializing people. Like, look, we can also have a good time with CBD. We could all like. Yeah. This doesn't make you go jump out a window,
exactly.
Like what they would
We're
throw
trying to
reefer
get that
madness
stigma
with.
out of the way,
Yeah,
understand like, hey, like it's not what we've been taught. It's not what we've been showed in the past.
Yes.
You used to see those commercials where you got that one guy slouching on the couch.
His dog starts talking to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have all that stuff. It's like, no, man. Like, there's so much to it. Yes, it could be abused. Anything could be abused.
Yes, of course.
You abuse water, you could die from water.
Literally, yeah.
That's the truth.
It's like
Very true.
It's all about how you use it, and that's our point across. Is at our events, it's not about getting
sparking up.
Yeah, getting messed up, this and this. It's about the experience. Being able to communicate and talk about that experience. Say, hey, man, today I had this pain, but might have gone away right now. It's this and this. You get to relax. You don't let go of that stress, that that thought on your head. It's all free. You're free pretty much, and you're enjoying it. You're enjoying the company and networking, meeting new people, and that's what we're trying to do is bring our community together.
Yeah, that's important. That's like a really cool movement that you guys are starting, which will create butterfly effects with other countries or with other cities around the country that see you guys making that step, which is important. Definitely. And once you also win that demographic of your city and you guys make your name for yourself, Cannavents Chicago, that's how you get recognized by New York. That's how people will start picking you up like, hey, come to make one over here too, like that's.
I agree.
It's a good way to do it.
Yeah, we're just looking at it long-term wise. We're not, it's not a sprint, and I feel like a lot of people right now are sprinting to get to that January finish line. Yeah. But they're not doing it the right way, and I'm not saying they're doing it the wrong way, they're not doing the research enough. I feel like Carlos and I, it was an idea. I'm not gonna lie, it started as an idea, as everything does, but we didn't just hop into it. Yeah. We started doing the work, but obviously doing the research.
What was the beginning? Who sparked the idea? What started it all?
Shit.
Who snowballed it?
Let's start here. This guy lives in Chicago, so he's around all these little events and pop-ups and everything. Okay.
So you're in that scene to start with.
I'm in the scene. Yeah, I'm in the scene. I've definitely loved the city, downtown area, and everything, and.
He's an outgoing person.
I ain't gonna lie. I like the finer
social
things
butterfly.
in life. I like the finer things in life. But how do you compare, your normal life with that life and make it a social club, kind of sense. Yeah. I like bringing people together and socializing, networking, and everything. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that. And I don't think you would either. But to touch on your question on how it started. Yeah, it was an idea, and I'll be honest.
Were you high?
No.
It was actually, we were high, which was the crazy
That would be a very ironic.
Usually we get those, we get crazy ideas, but no, Carlos and I, we've been best friends since we've been little kids. Okay. We've grown up together, in our native towns and went to high school, everything, whole nine yards. But him and I have the same mentality as we've always wanted to have something for ourselves. Yeah. We've always wanted to... Call it your own. Yeah, call it our own. Have something ours. We've been in the corporate world so long that we know what it feels like.
I'm at the same point.
Have something that's not yours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're working for the higher man all the fucking time.
Man. You just spending all your time making someone else richer.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like paying your rent. You're making somebody else richer. So with us... Yeah, it was just an idea, but Carlos, what makes Carlos and I's dynamic so, great, he's different from I am, Obviously, as you can tell, I'm the outgoing guy, I'm the outspoken, person. Carlos, though, is more of the held-back conservative, but for right reasons. He analyzes things, and I think that's what really balances us out,
Definitely.
So when I actually thought of the idea, I called him, because... As any other best friend should, they should give it to you straight and poke holes. Yeah. Well, Carlos loves to poke holes in a lot of fucking
a lot of
ideas.
holes to poke.
Oh yeah,
You gotta keep it raw. You gotta keep it raw.
he likes to poke holes. And, sometimes
It seems like he poked the right ones though, because
yeah, you get discouraged every now and then. Fuck, all right, back to drawing board. Maybe another idea. But I stumped him this time. That was the best part.
nice.
Stayed quiet on the phone for 30 seconds, and he was like, "Dude, this is a good idea, but we need to obviously
Yeah,
alter it and then execute it."
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's awesome.
So we started doing our research, and believe it or not, we went to a brewery and just had drinks, started brainstorming, and literally just started doing it.
What made you see what you are now? Like, what made you go to, like? Did you see other events happening and you're like, man, we should make one for CBD or marijuana? We should, because there's nothing else like you guys.
Yeah. So Carlos and I, we've been, I don't want to say stoners, but we've been connoisseurs. Connoisseurs of the marijuana industry pretty much since high school. I'd say that's a safe bet when we all got introduced to it. I lived in Los Angeles, actually.
Okay.
So that's where I actually
So you come from the weed world.
Yeah, I got my medical card out there. That's when I was fully exposed to everything,
yeah. And you come back here and you're like, why the fuck is there not going on here?
Come back here and call my local neighborhood drug dealer. All right, but it all worked out. We came back here and it just really seen the events, the lifestyle that I want to be in.
Yeah.
And there are underground events currently happening.
I heard
in
about
Chicago.
those.
They are. And as while I have you here, it's great that they're doing what they're doing, because if it wasn't for them paving the way, we wouldn't be where we're at. And
shout out to the underground
and
events.
shout out, exactly. Shout out to every single one of them
Who's fighting the law in a sense, going bootlegger style.
And there's some doing it, for the same cause we are. The benefits, to help these people who don't have access.
Because we all experience. There ain't no one throwing those parties who don't smoke weed.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows firsthand what it does to your life and how you can still have a life. And not be a lazy weed potato on the couch.
I agree.
Yeah.
So they're paving the way. Obviously, they have a whole different business strategy, but it's fine. It's everybody can eat. And that's our philosophy here. We're not here to touch on step on anybody else's toes or anything like that.
If anything, you're connecting everyone.
Connecting.
You're the web that's bringing everything together.
Exactly. So in the past few weeks, we've been getting a lot of attention.
I see on your last time I checked your Instagram, you guys were quadruple your fucking following. I mean, you guys are growing quickly.
We're growing.
It's probably because you're the only motherfuckers who are doing it. Literally,
take a different approach.
Yeah, we found out. We're ahead of the wave.
Yeah.
And that's
now are other
saying.
cities doing it that have it already? Like is Colorado, since they're ahead of it, they got people for
There's
that, right?
a lot of them in Colorado. California does them as well.
Cool.
I've been to Colorado 3 times, and every time we go, I try to at least stop by, do something out there.
An event or something.
Along these lines. So, we kind of took it as that, and adding on to it, when we were in high school and stuff, we weren't the typical smokers where you just smoke and kind of hang out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go smoke. We'll play basketball. We'll go, stay active. Go do something.
We go to the gym.
We couldn't we weren't.
I can't even do that shit.
Sit down, So it was always be active and stuff, and not not be that typical
stoner.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And I hate falling into those stereotypes because it's so easy to break them with at least a sativa.
Our basketball coach even knew, and he would tell us just keep it down.
As long as you're functioning and your life isn't going.
He's like, you're good. He's like, I know why you're doing it. I know.
Yeah.
He's like, I have no worries. Just as long as I'm on game day.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I have no problem with that.
I knew people who kind of let weed take over their life and kind of become that typical stoner.
Yeah.
But you also, that could have been cheeseburgers that filled that hole, or that could have been, gambling or porn.
I think it's more so, I told my parents with this, because I don't hold it back. Even in high school, I would tell them I did it.
I'm pretty
whatever
expressive.
it is.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, hey, you don't want it in your house, it won't be in your house. But I'm just letting you know, I'd rather smoke than drink.
Yeah.
That's just my style. I have control over myself. I have control over my thoughts. I have control of everything that I do. I go, with alcohol, once you pass that point, there's no return.
No.
There's no return.
You lose that little voice in your head, he goes to sleep.
Yeah.
And you're...
So, the best way I told him was, it's all about people's personalities. So if they have addictive personality in the beginning, the marijuana's not going to get them to that other side.
No.
It's, that personality of that, what they're craving, what they want. So
it'll fill that
they'll
hole.
keep going until they fill it, and unfortunately for some of those people, it gets that far where they, do hit those holes. But, I don't think, granted, we could just say it's just the marijuana, I think it's more to it, with the background around that.
Mm-hmm. And like what you were saying earlier, it is 100% on, it is a tool.
Yeah.
Just like a hammer, you can use a hammer to break all your fingers or you build a house.
Exactly.
And it's 100% dependent on how you use that tool. Yep. And the same thing goes for marijuana. You could use it to write music and get creative and come up with ideas you could never get when you're sober. Or you can literally sit there and veg out to freaking Futurama for 4 hours, 5 hours. It doesn't. So. There's a completely different side to them both, but. Education, learning how to be responsible. Why is there a liquor store on every street corner, but you can technically go and kill yourself every night from liquor? Yeah. You could get enough to drink yourself to death. Mm-hmm. But we all know our limits now because we've learned over the course of how many years of people drinking each other to death. But, it's the same thing. This is just an introduction. We're in a weird, slippery area because, it doesn't help that we have this crazy baggage of stereotypes and dogma that surrounds marijuana, right? But... I think truly the truth does prevail, and this will eventually become a norm, Hopefully in the next couple of years, you guys are going to be hosting the Cannavents Cup of Chicago.
Cannavents Cup, that'd be cool.
Right? That's where it'll go.
Not involved. We'll definitely be involved, hopefully.
So do you plan events in different cities, or is it just Chicago right now?
Currently we're focusing straight Chicago.
That's smart. That's smart.
Yeah, so we're doing our events in the downtown area, so it'd be River North, West Loop.
Nice.
The loop, etc. But also we're touching the suburbs, the northwest suburbs.
Cool.
Those are the older, conservative, and like his parents, like my parents, and etc. They all come from the same town. Nice. So pretty much everybody, how people can help us is liking our stuff, sharing our stuff. I mean, we're open to the donations if that's the case, but.
You should make like a Patreon or a GoFundMe or something, just so you can have some funds, or you guys can get paid for it.
That's the thing. Yeah, GoFundMe's great, but again, we want to
do it more professionally.
More professionally,
okay. You don't want to ask for handouts.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. You want to become an investor, we can talk. All right. Our thing is business. We're legit, and I'm not dogging or saying anything about anybody else, but local businesses deal with businesses. It's B2B. Yeah. You go in there and say, "Hey, let me throw an event. I got the weed and all this." It ain't gonna work. Okay. Yeah. If you go in there and say, "Hey, we did our due diligence. Here's the paperwork. Here's this. Here's your, etc. You know, the whole 9 yards." They respect you more, and especially in the West Loop, River North, you got to cross your T's and dot your I's for everything.
So if I was a business owner and you're trying to pitch me to throw an event,
sure,
what would you say? So all the other business owners who are hearing this on your page.
Oh, geez. So if pretty much how I approach events or local businesses is I go in there and I just make contact with them first. You got to show face. All right, that's the biggest thing Carlos and I have been doing every single day. It doesn't matter who. It's just getting in front of that person and seeing our face, because then they're gonna relate to your brand, your website, everything, social media. And right now, everything is trending with the marijuana. So trust me, you'll see us on there. All right, you'll definitely see us in Chicago. Yeah. But again, that first initial visit is to test them out. Are you guys interested? Test the waters. Yeah. CBD, THC, etc. All right. Now you gauge them on if they're open or not. Second time around, you're going in there and you're actually educating them about the difference between CBD, THC, how you're going to do the event, or an idea of how you're going to do the event. Because the first thing most businesses say is, "So, isn't it illegal? What's the liability on it? And what do I get exactly? What's the
besides you guys throwing a banger in my lobby?
Exactly. So I mean, we negotiate the margins differently. I let Carlos handle that. That's the number guy.
So they stand to not just maybe make a profit, but they stand to bring in customers. Yes. Yeah. Get on the map a little bit more.
It's the long-term focus. Yeah. So we're our goal is to build relationships, build that network of people. So, we might work with one company and then, find another company where later, hey, we did one event with them. Let's collaborate all of them now. Bring both of those. And, eventually we want to get it to the point where, we're having full control of everything down to the venue, to everything, And it all resorts back down to each event specifically, since each one is going to be handled differently.
Custom, yep.
So as event coordinators, you would eventually work your way into... would you get into the logistics of transportation, hotel booking, venue booking?
Venues and stuff like that? Yeah, so we already kind of are doing that. Can't say too much.
Yeah, but that's the plan in the next year, right?
That's the plan, yeah. Can't say too much, but, in the downtown area, people, money is not an issue. They're already established. They're in River North, West Loop. Just because you can bring them a couple $100 or $1,000 or whatever it is in a night, they ain't getting that. They're great, It's a chuckle for them because they're making that or double every other night. How we're doing it though is, look, this is an add-on to your business to promote your business to gain more, customers and more attention.
Yeah, and it's kind of like looking at the future of where Chicago's going. Unless you're that little town in Chicago that banned weed or whatever, it's kind of, don't fight it because it's going to happen everywhere, and it makes sense for you. If you fight it, it'd be money. You'd make more money profitably than you wouldn't if you just kind of got on board with it. Whether you believe it or not, the science is there. That's my hard problem. If a business owner doesn't want to do it, why? For what reason would you not want to do it unless it's against your moral code or your mom's looking over your shoulder running the business and
there's
I don't
people
understand.
like that, but at the same time we can't blame the people because they're not fully educated.
And that's probably why, right? It's just not
we might
educated.
You can't change people either.
True.
You can't force them. True. You could only show the horse, the water. But you can't make it drink. However that damn saying goes. I know I fucked that one.
That was good enough. I like that one. I think you made it a new one, but I like it. There you go. That's very true, though. That's very true.
Not comparing people to horses, though.
What is the overall goal for your Cannavents?
The overall goal is to stay long term. You know, we want to be long term and help our city grow. And if we expand to other cities, then great.
So that spider web.
Yeah, to be that spider web and connect everybody to to their business and etc.
That's
so
cool.
Just because Chicago legalized, it doesn't mean that. There's a couple other states that are still illegal. They're going to legalize it soon.
Yeah.
Illinois was the 11th state, to legalize marijuana, recreationally this year. So that's great. We're moving in the right direction, but we obviously need to do the work and
100%.
Educate the people.
Yeah, 100%. And that's probably why it's taking so long because just people, just the dogma behind it is just crazy, and it goes for a lot of stuff like mental health. There's just a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff to touch base on, and honestly, we want to be professional on what we know, and we're not coming on here and saying we're cannabis experts. No, but we're connecting you to cannabis experts.
Literally, and that's all you really have to do. That's all you got to do is just kind of you meet this guy, and you guys, you kind of connect the two people and the companies together. You host the events. I mean. You guys got it. You guys got a really good idea when it comes to just filling this giant hole that's not really met yet in Chicago, and that's especially when the new year hits. Yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry.
Especially when especially when the new year hits, it's going to be.
Yeah.
You guys probably don't even know what to expect yet because it hasn't. And it's going to be coming at all angles.
What we're trying to focus on is really just trying to get our message across and build that foundation of what we're.
Anyone who's listening to this, contact Cannavents Chicago for any type of event you wanted hosted or connected with other
any events, any network. I mean, shit, we'll talk. Right now we're so open to talking to everybody and.
Catch you at the ground floor when you're...
Exactly. We're not the type of people to say, oh, you're not established, we don't want to talk to you. No, let's talk, I've talked to some people from the underground, too, and, hey, let's talk. I'll hear you out. Maybe we can help each other out. If not, no worries. wish you the best of luck.
Yeah.
You know, but I wish no harm and no foul play on anybody. You know, I want everybody to succeed.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's been helping us is just being ourselves. Literally.
Yeah.
We're not going in there and put on a show or an
Yeah.
act. We're just being ourselves.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah.
That's cool. It's a very like selfless market, and what you guys are doing is like very, you know, because you guys aren't making bank off of it yet.
No,
and
we're not.
You know, you're doing this because you see the potential of what it can do for the world too.
Exactly.
Like we live in such a high-strung, stressed out society where everyone's chugging down alcohol every day when they get off work. It's so crazy that people can't turn to a joint sometimes when they're feeling stressed.
That's
You know,
true.
we can't smoke a plant, or we can't. You know, you got back pain. You're forced by your doctor to be on opioids.
It's true.
When if you live close to a border, you can go 20 minutes to the doctor next door, and he'll give you something that will actually work for more benefit. You know, CBD. It's crazy. As a doctor too, it must be because you become a doctor to help people.
Yeah.
You don't become a doctor because you want money. Part of you does not like cutting people open or telling people bad news. You gotta like helping people and saving lives. And it sucks when you know that there's a state or a street next door who's doing shit way different than you are, and you're still forced by the books to give these people the things that are going to ruin their lives and rip apart their families. It's got to be hard.
So I started out in the vaping industry when vaping came around.
Cool.
You know, we bought into a franchise that's, you know, doing great, you know, locally. And still is around doing great, you know, opening up new shops and everything.
Shout out to Wise Guys Vape Shop.
Yeah. Shout out. But yeah, so, you know, with that was, you know, the whole beginning of CBD at that point. You know, when vaping
when it was introduced in
and
CBD
then
pens
they started
and stuff.
bringing it in, correct.
Like subtly.
And, you know, my whole message through the vaping was to really get people off of smoking.
Yeah.
You know, and to really help these people. So with that, you know, I met a lot of great people. I met a lot of people, you know, who were struggling through stuff, who were going through stuff. And when CBD was coming around, you know, they actually had doctors telling them, leave, go to California, go to Colorado, go to these places. You won't find what they have anywhere else.
Yeah.
And what I prescribe to you will not work. You know, at the end of the day, it'll drag it out longer, but doesn't do you justice. You know.
Yeah.
So I met people who actually, you know, they were buying from me, and then they came and they're like, hey, it's probably the last time we're gonna see you next month. You know, and unfortunately, it was due to like cancer, stuff like that. You know, and some serious chronic pain and things like that.
They got to get that
they're
real.
just like, hey, we're going.
Yeah.
Like, we're literally packing our stuff.
Yeah.
Our doctors told us, you know.
People go to
That's
Europe
it.
all the time for their stem cell research because we're
and that's
way
huge
behind the
right
ball.
now.
Yeah.
That's huge right now.
And it's just because there are a certain group of people who are making way more money not legalizing it or not passing that
lobbying
stuff.
against it.
Yeah, and that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem right now. And
But-
the only way to beat that stuff is through truth.
I mean, I
Through
do
what
have to
you're
say,
doing.
though, with this administration, all right, without getting too much into it, with this administration, he did, you know, there is something that came out of it, which was the Farmers Bill Act, which allowed hemp CBD to be sold here in
Illinois. Okay.
and grown, you know, so that's what
That's important.
brought us here.
Yeah.
That's what got us into the door early.
That's cool.
You know.
They say we're one of the last states in Indiana to do it. We're like probably number 50 because we have so much farmland here.
Yeah.
We're just going to be sending it out on truckloads every
Pretty
day.
much.
Yeah.
Like all the farmers are ready to switch to hemp, and
I'm
you're going to
sure
be
they
producing
are.
too much.
Yeah.
Too much. I
Yeah,
don't want that yet.
The hemp business is really it's tricky, but I tell a lot of people like invest if
Yes.
you can right now.
Invest for sure.
You know, he's been.
It's the new gold.
I haven't even done it, but I'm over here, you know, preaching something that because Carlos has been telling me, you need to do it. You know, you need to invest in hemp and etc. Because that is the next. You know, my family came from farming. My grandparents were government farmers down south in Danville, in Champaign, Illinois.
Cool.
So, you know, they're open. They're even now open to cannabis. I just gave my grandma friggin' CBD, baggie of CBD goodies and everything.
Wow.
She has sleep issues.
Yeah.
But she's now getting to that point where, look, it's getting legal everywhere. Now I'm interested.
Yeah. Some people don't even look up they just follow that it's legal.
Exactly.
They don't even look into the science. Like, oh, the government says I could do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
There's some people who will never look in the science of it. They'll just be like, if Big Daddy says I can, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, and that's the sad truth.
It
That's
is.
the sad truth.
It is.
It's been, you know, that's the thing. We're the laws are tricky and people, it's confusing.
Yeah.
The laws are confusing right now, THC, CBD is illegal, but in certain states, but the hemp-derived CBD is legal in certain states. And people don't even know the difference, So you get into all these like topics where it's really confusing, and that's where we would come in and also plug in the certified vendor or the grower or the dispensary, and then they also educate people.
Definitely. So they'll give like speeches and
of course. This would not work if we're up there educating people about cannabis. Okay,
you're just behind the scenes.
Yeah, we're making everything. We're the master planners here, but as far as the experts of cannabis, I'm still learning things every day, and I know he is too. And it's great. It's a great industry to learn. I feel a lot of people have been hands on, trying to help us out here, there.
It's awesome.
So
it's awesome. You probably get a lot of people who have had that same experience when it comes to their own lives being affected by marijuana in a positive way, and those are probably the fuel behind a lot of that pushing. And even business owners, the more you just educate them, the more you become open to it. It's simple as kind of like turning that key. Once you kind of see it for what it is, it's like, oh man, how did I not? Where was I for this long?
Pills, man. I mean, nothing against the pharma. I mean, it sounds so ass backwards because.
I got to think against Big Pharma. I'm not speaking.
I'm a pharmaceutical. I'm a pharmaceutical importer.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
you can't say that.
I am a professional drug dealer here. So it kind of goes against my morals. Company morals.
No, it goes against your paycheck.
Do they know you're going behind their back to put them out of the industry?
No, I mean, honestly though, being in the pharmaceutical industry, you know how things work.
Yeah, there's a lot of them that help.
And there's a lot of them, and
most of them.
I have aspirations to do events with some of these corporate events, and do educate those people and get in touch with those people and connecting the brands to those people as well. Because I'm telling you right now too, it's hard for those cannabis, whether you're a dispensary or a big farmer or grower, it's even hard for them to go to these doctors, or universities like, down in the city or around town and start educating about cannabis, because you're talking about non-pills. You're talking about
they just got their degrees in not cannabis.
Exactly. They're focused on giving I guess prescribed, manufactured. Manufactured. It's a business. At the end of the day, and that's what they're taught.
Yeah.
Marijuana. I hope one day we can get all the doctors and all people on board federally too, and we educate everybody nationwide.
Yeah. The fact that there is something there, even if it's half of this is, even if half the science is false, not accurate, tested wrong. The fact that there's some science behind it, that it can help with anxiety, like there's so much stuff behind it. You see videos that you come across on YouTube of kids seizing out and 2 drops on their tongue is like done. Dude, like if that was my kid, I would be one of those protesters with my shirt off painted, free weed on my chest. If my kid, that literally stopped my kid from having seizures, like I would do whatever it took to get that stuff. And the fact that someone would tell me I couldn't do that would drive me mad. So it is really just, I feel like slowly it's kind of happening, and like Terrence McKenna says, say no to drugs, KNOW. You gotta know your drugs, you gotta know what you're taking. Don't be putting stuff up your nose if you don't know who made it or whatever. You don't know the side effects.
Especially too, man, with all the stuff going on right now.
There's
too.
So much bullcrap going around.
And all that, man.
There's so many people who are just eating out of their noses around here, dude. It's terrible.
You mentioned that. You seen that shit on like Shark Tank? The little boom.
Yeah. Boom, 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 snuffing cocaine or something.
Him and I literally were in the car, like, we'll just buy one and see what the fuck it is. Like, it's menthol and mint.
Literally.
People are just, oh God.
There has to be something secret in there.
Definitely.
They got the Shark Tanks, like, wanting to be in it. So I'm like, you guys put something in that they liked, They got the money to buy it.
Yeah, there's stuff like that, and there's still stuff, I bet there's chemists right now who are cooking up some crazy shit. Who are like, this is going to be the next marijuana, there's going to be the next acid.
That shit scares me, man.
It really scares me,
I don't take pills.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Me either. I'm highly against that
Fuck
stuff
yeah.
too.
No, that,
I've lost a lot of friends from heroin,
Yeah.
especially in this area. We've got a lot of people
Same
who've
here.
dropped
the
off.
worst
from that.
pill I probably, it's not the worst, but the hardest pill I guess I'll take is like a NyQuil or some shit like that.
or Tylenol.
But anything like really prescribed, like you know, I ended up in the hospital this year, you know, in the ER and everything, and I got prescriptions for steroids and all that shit. Guess what? Trash.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll just smoke my weed.
I'm the same way.
You go talk to a therapist for 5 minutes, and they're like, "Here's a
Yeah.
bunch of mood suppressants and antidepressants."
Literally.
Stable.
Like,
Yeah.
and they assign them to you like nothing, man. Like,
It's terrible.
I literally.
I didn't even ask for it.
I freshly.
You don't even have to ask for it.
I
You just ask a questionnaire for like 5 minutes, and they say you're fucking severely depressed and you got
Seriously, yeah.
OCD.
I fractured my thumb, and like I went in like a month later, so it was like beyond the point of like it coming back. Like it was point of no return. I had to break it to put it back, but I went in because the swelling didn't go down. So then I was like, hey, you know, like this and this, you know, what do you recommend? She's just like, well, take pain medicine. I'm like, well, I'm not worried about the pain. I'm already past the pain. Like the pain, I'm not worried about. Like I was like, I just need to like figure out, do I really need to break this back and put it back, or can I live without it? You know? And she's just like, well, take these pain medications, and it's up to you if you want to break it back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, I'm good on the pain medication. Like, just let me know what specialist I need to go to, and then I'll look into it. She still prescribed me the pills, and she's like, here, take it. I'm like,
just in case.
I'm like, man, like, I don't need the pills. Like, the pain's not the problem.
Yeah.
Like, I'm way past the pain. Like,
I always question that. Are they unaware of what they are doing, or are they completely just, are they oblivious to them, like, giving you that? And, like, having that little demon on your shoulder all the time? Like, I got a bottle of freaking opioids.
I think it depends.
Or do they get paid for it to prescribe?
No idea.
Yeah,
what the hell is going on? Because
too, like, what they're taught, man, what they learn.
True.
It's, you know.
It's part of the agenda that they gotta just do. Like, someone complains of pain, I have to include this in the next sentence.
And we gotta view it from their side, too, because to them, they might think that might be the best option.
Yeah, true.
You know?
They might just be oblivious.
Because that's what they learn. That's what they taught. You know, and it's different from us because we have a different perspective.
So if you're hearing this and you're oblivious, go to a Cannavents event.
There you go.
Learn your shit. Get familiar with what's going on and
enjoy
the
some
movement.
food, beverages, lifestyle activities, whatever the hell you guys are
I'm going to
into.
be attending one of those.
No, seriously.
I definitely want
to.
to.
Not the yoga one. Not the yoga one. But we are having a yoga event on the 16th.
I do some yoga.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Do you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you want to
Hey, don't be stereotyping me.
I'm just saying, like, even for our friends, I'm like, yeah, you don't want to go to this one. You want to go to the next one, you know, because...
What's the next one?
Well, can't...
We'll get there.
We gotta, can't say that one yet. Let's put it this way. The market is very competitive, and people are listening. Or will listen.
Cool.
You know, so we learned the hard way. We learned the hard way about that already. Won't go into details about it, but we gotta, you know, keep our chess moves close to the chest.
So, got a lot of great ideas coming up.
Awesome.
So definitely follow. Definitely, you know, be on alert because, like we said, first come, first serve.
Yeah, everyone who's listening to this, go and support their Instagram. You're on Twitter, Facebook, Cannavents Chicago,
LinkedIn, Pinterest,
is it
everything.
at Cannavents Chicago?
At Cannavents.
CANNAVENTS.
Yep, yeah, Cannavents. And then I will say this, for the next event we are planning to do, which we are hoping to, you know, confirm, is a brewery event. Which you will be there.
Cool, I will definitely be there. I will definitely be there.
Yeah, so we'll do a brewery event. Won't go into the specifics of it, but that's where we will have all of our. We're gonna have, you know, big party there. You know,
nice.
Everybody will be involved, local businesses, vendors, everything. So yeah, it'll be a great event. We'll get some good, you know, feedback from everybody, and yeah, continue to do these events throughout the city.
And you'll have CBD speakers there, like doctors talking about it and all that?
Yeah, so for this next event, hopefully we'll go, you know, we'll have CBD beer.
Wow. Cool. CBD infused beer.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. That's cool.
CBD beer. That's what we're doing. All right. Now, like I said, everything else, I can't say anything else more.
Okay, you have to show up and find out.
Yeah, you have to show up and find out, and then that's the best part.
Yeah, exclusive.
And that's our thing. You know,
that's cool.
Exclusivity. You want to know what's going on.
It makes you want
at
to do
this
it.
place.
Yeah.
And because it's a public place, that makes you want to know what the hell is going on.
Nice.
It's a Monday and it's open, but I can't go there. Why? You know?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, it's going in the right direction, but no, definitely love to have you at all the events, man.
Yeah.
I would love to come. I would absolutely love to be just a part of this movement and just a part of the crowd and all that. That's cool.
Yeah, because I mean, I'd love to also introduce you too. With
I would
other
love
people.
that.
We're trying to get top people to join the team and also attend our events. Bloggers, I know it'd be great.
So if anyone in my audience is listening to this who is in Indiana,
sure,
maybe a business owner,
of course,
do you do anything in Indiana when it comes to events?
We could possibly do something like that.
Okay.
I mean, it's right next door. I mean, we're also open to stuff. Companies.
So these speakers that you have, where do you do you have them on like a call list that you call them if you need someone to come in for an event to speak?
So that's the thing. We partner up with the cannabis companies directly.
Okay.
And we work something out internally. When it financials and stuff like that. That's where Carlos comes in.
So you find out who their speaker is in a sense and bring them on.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So like for example, for this next yoga event, we partnered up with Within Wellness. That's a CBD company that we actually partnered up with for this specific event though.
Okay.
All right. They're licensed. They're they're established and everything, but that's their focus, and we pair them up. I mean, we're not going to put in a THC company with a yoga company right now.
Yeah.
But we're gonna put in a wellness CBD company with the yoga, yoga, and pretty much collaborate together.
Yeah.
And they love it because guess what? We're plugging them into a business or a market that they can't go to right now, or it's hard to get into because it's so competitive. Now, two locals from down the street or live, in your backyard. Hey, I go to this yoga studio. You guys should introduce CBD into it. They'll listen.
Yeah.
Locals listen to locals.
True.
That's the truth. If you're some big pharma company or this big marijuana company and you're coming in there, no, it's not gonna work. The big companies, they're doing their research. They're already doing CBD stuff in the city. I mean, you have coffee shops already infusing CBD coffee. Dark Matter Coffee in Chicago has CBD coffee.
That's cool.
So these big companies are already doing their research and going ahead.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the little guys?
Yeah.
A lot of people are forgetting them. Mm-hmm. And they want to move with the times. They want to move with the industry, and that's where we come in.
That's cool.
Let's help you guys out.
That's really cool.
Let's get you business. It's not like
we're mom and pop shops.
Exactly. Everybody.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Thanks. And it's like, it's cool because, you're kind of in a sense, you're not going in there with like a Bluetooth earpiece and like in a tuxedo like the event coordinator for some like big pharma. You go in there and you're from the neighborhood. You have the knowledge enough to where
this is our city.
Yeah. Exactly. And you're basically the connecting the dots when it comes to just planning the events, and like that's like a really it's just a really cool idea that you guys had. Honestly.
Of course, yeah, because I mean most people it's like, if you have a wedding, you know who to contact. A wedding coordinator.
Yeah, exactly.
Planner. If you have a backyard, birthday party, you already know you got the bouncy balloon. You already know who to contact. You know what I'm saying? You want to do marijuana theme because they have been doing that in Chicago. Marijuana.
So if you're a company that wants to get into CBD or a product that you're about to carry and you want to throw a grand opening for a new product, you want to get into that field in general,
test it out.
You bring the frickin' people to you through you.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. That's a really good idea.
And then this gives, this ensures. It's like a test trial, This shows the business owner, like, was it a success?
Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? 9 out of 10 times, it's always going to be worth it. They're going to be like, oh wow, I never saw these people come in before.
So what about this? If you have a cannabis company, if you have a CBD company that makes oils and tinctures and waxes and all this stuff, right? If they want to sell their product and get into other stores, do you pitch it to other stores in a sense? Like, do you say like you're a wellness studio, like you're a wellness studio. You might be if you're thinking about getting into the CBD industry. I have a person who sells these products.
Yes.
And this is, I'll connect you with them. Maybe you test it on an opening event or an event, and you guys, if it works out great, if you bring in a crowd, you guys can carry this as your own product.
Exactly. So we partner them up. We make that connection happen.
Do you have any partners that you want to shout out to?
Yeah, well, within wellness, all right. We're still obviously working out the kinks with all these other companies right now. within wellness, and we also have some other companies right now in the pipeline. But with pretty much, if they wanted to, this is like a trial to them of the events, and then we can keep doing these events and etc. But at the same time, if these local businesses want to have a line of CBD in their store, sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
We made that connection. Great. Do it.
And contact you because you have those connections to put that in your store.
They can contact us directly, or they can even contact the brand directly.
Yeah.
Guess what? We already have the negotiations in place, so it doesn't matter. You know, it's everybody's eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you're just really not looking to just get rich quick off of this. You're really trying to like build a community.
That's the first thing we said. Like for the first year and a half,
genuine.
2 years, it's not about making money. I go, you know, we got our stable jobs, we got everything we need now.
Man.
So let's focus on getting the message across. Everything else is gonna fall in after. You know?
Doesn't it feel good when you find that purpose outside of like your job that you think you have purpose?
Dude, it's been awesome.
It's been fun.
It's been so fun.
It's good when you find the click like that
non-stop. Like we're always working, we're texting each other. I'm blasting him with stuff, he's blasting me with stuff.
That's awesome.
We're at work, we're literally leaving work and going straight to Chicago, meeting up with people.
That's a strong team, and like you guys both got that same vision.
Yeah,
that's how you do it, man.
And it's been great, man.
I think it's just for me, it's having a partner.
Yeah.
You know, not to get all sentimental here. I love you, Carlos. But, but not to get all sentimental or anything, but it's obviously having a partner. You know, it's a lot harder to create anything, you know, when you're solo, you know, which is why I went to him when I had my idea.
Yeah.
I've always, from the start, always wanted to do something with, like, my brothers, my friends, you know. And,
me too,
you know, this is my brother, and I have 2 other ones back home, and guess what? We all 4 of us grew up together.
Yeah.
All of our families are connected, and it's to be able to do something together and still have our separate lives. You know what I'm saying? But yet after work, it's not work. It's like fun. It's like, all right, you know, we're focusing on this.
That's really cool.
It's not a job, and we both said it too. Like he said, we're not looking for a paycheck this first year or anything like that, because it's right now. Let's establish ourselves, and everything will fall into place in the future. And
definitely,
who knows? You know, I feel like a lot of companies that do it this way. See, I wanted to get out there in the beginning. See, but this is what having a partner does. It balances you out.
Makes you question
It makes you question a lot of shit.
Explosive choices that you want to do, right?
And then, you know, you get perspectives that you don't, you know, get.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And Carlos and I, growing up and everything, I mean, fuck, we've even worked together, you know, so we've had that relationship where we fucking yelled and almost fought and everything, but that's a brother mentality.
Yeah,
right there, you
yeah,
know what
it
I'm
is.
saying? Next day, it's like, all right, whatever, you know, it is what it is. So it's great. Now we've matured, we're past that, and we're able to work on a dream together. It's awesome.
That's must be an awesome feeling. Because like having that same person that you are striving towards, and you guys can bounce each other's like ideas off each other.
Yeah.
That's like.
And that's the best part. Like we could literally give it to each other raw.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're gonna be like, all right, well, let's switch our thought process. Let's see what what he's trying to say.
You guys respect each other's opinions.
And that's what makes it work. You know, is like there's gonna be times where he might shut me down completely, and I'm like, all right, damn, like tell me why.
Yeah.
And then he'll tell me why, and I'm like,
I've got him thinking.
You open up that door, and then vice versa.
And
I'll do the same thing. Yeah, I'll do the same thing for him, and and it just works. You know, you gotta have that backbone pretty much to kind of help you, because at that time, there's so much going on. You have so many thoughts. You gotta have someone from a different side, a different perspective that's gonna say, all right, well, what about this view on this side? What are you gonna do with this, or what are you gonna how are you gonna handle when this retaliates? And it's like I said, it's got us where we're at right now, and we've met great people along the way, and we're only looking to expand and meet more.
That's awesome. Yeah. Sometimes you can't get that other point of view unless you get high. I mean, some people you can't really get that other perspective, outside of your own. You're kind of it's like just a human thing. You're trapped in your own perspective, and it helps. Like anyone who's listening to this, you guys are the second podcast I had in a row. I had people last night who are a rap group starting up,
nice.
And
that's awesome.
They are the same way. They both are like best friends that like have the same vision, that are striving towards the same thing. Yet they're different. They have like their own. They carry each other's weight, and it's anyone who's listening to this. Like if you have ideas, if your head is flooding with ideas, or any idea that pops in your head, and you can find a friend that you know would take that with you, or even a business partner that would become your friend. Like, you know,
not only that,
take
just
that.
reach out to people,
Yeah.
like who are in that industry, or that, you know, we met people. We're on the way to the train, and we met some girl, you know, that gave us great advice.
Really?
Great advice.
Digital
That helped us
marketing.
out.
really,
You
just
know?
talking, just open
And
it up.
yeah.
literally, and that's all it is. And you know, sadly, we've gotten away from that communication because of technology.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
Maybe
but
that's why small businesses took off back in the day, because no one had a phone to stare at.
Exactly.
You know, people
right.
were talking to each other like, "Hey, come check out my new
Yeah.
shoe store I just
And-
opened up."
But like, I know when we started, we were reaching out to people, you know, asking questions, trying to figure out, you know, how should we do this, or
Yeah.
you know, what do you know, what is going on here, or what, you know, what's going on in the city, or so and so, and that's really where we're like, all right, we found our niche, let's go for it,
Yeah.
attack it, let's
Definitely.
go, you know, and
Yeah.
we picked it up, and
it's great because he
Yeah.
lives in the suburbs. I live in the city. You know, we're both in the suburbs, but we get a mixture of both. You know, it's a balance of urban life, suburbs life. You know, it's perfect. If you know, and for the people listening too, if you're getting a partner, you know, get one that wants to be part of the journey. You know,
Yes.
and believes in that.
Yeah,
Because you know, I'll tell you this much right now. There's a lot of people interested, and
making money.
oh yeah,
that term entrepreneur.
Yeah, they just want to hop on board
got a
while you do all the
company?
work.
Hey, what are you doing?
Exactly,
Can I
yeah.
help you out? Can I do this? And it's just like, okay, you're not offering anything.
Yes.
You know. And,
Yes.
And it's not like you're enthusiastic. Like I've had people who have not even smoked pot. They're not even pot smokers, but they're like, hey, how can I help? You know, how can I join? I'm sorry, but I don't need you right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
No offense.
It makes
you
sense.
know?
You got to find that person who's on the same frequency as
Yeah.
you,
Exactly.
and no one else. Nothing above or below.
Yeah.
That same frequency.
I mean, we have a bunch of friends back home, and they're all into the industry, and they all want to do their own things. But I think the biggest thing, though, it just being not even, I wouldn't say we're an entrepreneur just yet. We are, but we're not just yet. We're
Yeah.
not established, all right? We're working towards that. But if you want to go towards that direction, like, definitely, you know, build a team that believes in the same exact
Yeah.
vision.
Yeah,
Exact vision. Because then everything else...
and can
Yeah.
see it, right?
Yeah, you can see it, and then everything else is like that'll go down the line. I mean, shit, me and him, we'll see it down the line. We'll get there, you
Yeah.
know, when we'll get there.
Yeah.
But we're on this train together.
Yeah.
It's great. You
Yeah.
know?
And you know, once you have that vision, that when you can see that reality that you
Mhm.
want to make, it creates it. If you want to believe in the infinite universe, that reality exists somewhere
Yeah.
out there. And to get there, it's going to be a long way. There's a lot of holes and stuff to cross, but the more that you focus that is the only reality you want to end up in, and you don't have all these other options around you that just kind of fog and dim that light. If that's your only reality, I mean, successful people, everyone talks about this all the time, that's how you make it.
Yeah.
You know, and you got two people on the same path who see that same vision, you know, you just got to connect the dots, and it's going to be hard to get there, but when your eye is only on that, that's how you do it.
And the biggest thing
It's
is
the only way.
to just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Just fucking do
Man,
it.
dude, I used to be a
This
fat
guy fucking told me, our best friend told us, everybody, he's like, you just need to fucking do it.
Yeah, dude. Everyone's got ideas for days, but it's all about execution, man.
We're sitting down at this brewery, and we're literally, this kid's just slapping me with ideas all over. And I said, Lewis, stop. We closed all the journals, I closed the laptop. I said, we only got one step left. And he's like, what? I'm like, let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Let's get up
Yeah.
and do it. Let's go out there. Let's find it.
So true.
And literally,
A
that
week later.
that day,
Awesome.
we're like, all right, so we're gonna do it. So we went to the city. We're scoping around.
Our first visit.
We got one.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Our
awesome.
first visit.
Wow.
And that's how everything just started.
That's how you saw that there's something here.
Oh, yeah, but let me tell you this. Is the fucking... I'm sure the yoga studio felt bad. They felt some type of way for us, because I walked in there with my suit, all right?
You were in a suit? Did you have a Bluetooth piece?
No, the
full headset.
Full headset.
Right, but-
Excuse me, hello?
I got off for work. We met him up. We go to the yoga studio, right? And it's 105 degrees in that fucking
Hot
place.
yoga, huh?
Oh yeah, it's hot yoga. I didn't know. I'm over there. I'm in my suit pitching.
Oh my
right?
God.
I'm sweating bullets. He's sweating bullets. We're like, yes. What do you think? I'm just I took a shower, dude. Like, oh, it's okay, honey. Like, it's hot in here. It's hot. Yo, like, you fucking think? Like, oh my God. Like, yeah, it's 105 in here and 110 in the room. So, like, I don't blame you. I'm just like, holy shit. Oh my God. But hey, I feel like going through that adversity right there bought us some kudos. You know?
We were not nervous because we were more worried about like, damn, are we gonna pass out in here? Or, like, what's going on?
All the energy was focused on your freaking.
God, it was so hot. I don't even know. I if you asked me what I said that day, I couldn't even. Like, I'm not kidding. I was just so.
That's awesome, though.
I need to get the fuck out of here.
That's awesome, man.
But we walked out hot and fucking.
Successful.
Yeah. So that's how you do it. It was worth it, man.
Nice.
It was worth it.
Nice. When's the first event? When is that?
First event's going to be November 16th.
Okay.
It's at 4:30 p.m. And then the next date for the brewery will be to TBD, to be determined. So hopefully we're aiming in the November-December range. It's all seasonality, you know. We want to keep it with these seasons and stuff.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Our first event will be hosted with Yoga Loft Studios in Chicago and River North.
Yoga Loft Studios.
Yep, correct.
Okay, in Chicago.
Yep.
Cool.
So they got a nice little studio set up, 2 rooms. So we'll, have
you get some
everything
speakers
set
for
up,
that too.
everything organized.
yeah, the class will be actually ran by the owner.
Mm-hmm.
So that ensures everybody that they're going to get the best, obviously, the session.
Sure.
And then we'll have CBD, or the CBD supplier within Wellness there to do the public speaking at the very end of the session.
Cool.
So we're not doing that before. So how we're doing this event is people will come to the event and then we'll induce them under 25 to 50 milligrams of CBD gummies that we are giving everybody.
Nice.
All right. Not only that, it is a 21 and older event only. All right. CBD is legal, but we want to protect everybody involved, and 18-year-olds can get CBD medically prescribed, etc. But it's such a tricky area. We're just doing 21 and over.
Mm-hmm.
Liability waivers.
Makes sense.
Liability waivers are a must for every single event that we do. Okay, it protects everybody within. And then you're pretty much enjoying the session. If you want any more CBD, we'll be there happily to give you more actual milligrams of the oil straight to your mouth.
Cool.
Yeah, so if you want,
It's like, hey, I'm a smoking Jedi.
Exactly.
There's gonna be
I
more
need some
experienced
more.
people,
Yeah.
So
Cool.
we're there, we're supporting all, and even for the people that aren't involved in it, who just want to just come around, not really try it out, not really experience it, but just see, figure out, maybe they want to learn something about it, come to our sessions where we do have those speakers. We're not looking for everybody who's involved in the cannabis, who does cannabis, or not just looking to try it out. It might not be for you, but you might want to learn it to be able to pass it on to family or other people that might benefit from it.
And honestly, CBD and yoga sounds like the cure for my back pain right now.
It is.
Honestly, I feel like that would.
And that's the thing. CBD is only for now. January is only 3 months away.
Man.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this much: this yoga studio, the owner Jill, very awesome person. Okay, I highly recommend her. She has a studio there in River North and also in Oak Park. All right, you might see some THC infused
That's
yoga.
really cool.
Inducing every. So that'll be a really relaxing session.
If anyone were to want to know like how to get involved, or not involved, but how to attend one of your events, how do we go through your website, or what do we do?
Yeah, so literally everything's linked through all social media platforms.
Okay.
So it could be accessible through all of them.
So CannaventChicago.com?
Yep, correct. So, and then they're all linked, so you'll find them in our bios and everything.
Okay.
Send you directly there. Otherwise, it's, CannaventChicago.com.
Gotcha.
And, all ticket sales, our people, the whole team that we're working with, all the, the services that we're bringing in, the vendors, you can find them all there. And then, we're also, currently working on incorporating their links as well, so that way they could, learn more about them as well, of who we're partnering up with and teaming up with.
Cool. So anyone who's listening, go to cannavents.com, check out their website, check out all of them on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook,
everything,
all the platforms.
Yeah.
Also, be on the lookout for a giveaway.
giveaway.
So we're going to be doing a
Cool.
little giveaway and actually having people added to our personal guest list for these events as well. So we
like
love
ticket
that.
giveaways, like event giveaways.
Yeah, exactly. So
nice.
you'll obviously be one of you'll be on our guest list.
I'm so excited, dude.
All right.
I'm so excited.
You'll be on our guest list and everything. But for everybody else, like I said, it's a limited amount of tickets that we're selling.
Yeah.
So you have to be there, and if not, you'll have to wait.
Cool.
So yeah.
So everyone who's listening, go follow Cannavents.com. Go follow them on Instagram. Go follow them on Twitter. Everything else. And hit my like button if you want. If you like this video. Yeah. Thanks everyone for listening. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Boom. All right.
Nice.
Good?
Good.
Dude.
Yeah, dude. That was really good, dude.
That was good.
That was really good. That flowed really well. That flowed really fucking well.
Just having a conversation, dog.
Thanks for listening to Skip the Small Talk podcast. If you like the video, smash that like and subscribe button to help the page grow. Thanks everyone. Until next time.